Hello my friend and welcome to another Simple Principles video. This week, a story about an elephant. Stick with me. There was once an elephant, a big elephant, 12,000 pounds of elephant. And it had a chain tied around its leg. And the chain was attached to a stake, and the stake was maybe a foot long, not really wide. And it was hammered into the ground. And the elephant just stood there, or would walk around. And not once did it think about lifting its leg, its powerful leg, and just yanking that peg out of the ground. Well, why? What happened? Well, when it was a baby, when it was a lot smaller, it had the same chain attached to its leg, wrapped around its leg, attached to the same peg that was hammered in the ground. And no matter how hard the baby elephant tried, it just could not free itself from that chain. It could not get that peg out of the ground. And after a while, after trying so hard to get free, the elephant realized the chain was cutting into its leg and it was causing pain. So the elephant stopped trying to pull the chain and stopped trying to pull the peg out of the ground. And as it grew into a bigger elephant, so did the idea of not trying to pull the peg out, because it was painful, because it was causing cuts, because it was wasting too much energy it could not afford to lose. And so as it grew, it kept telling itself the story. There's no point in trying to pull the peg out. There's no point in trying to pull the chain, because all that will happen is you'll cut yourself even more and it will hurt even more. And so the chain stayed, the peg stayed in the ground, and the elephant didn't do a lot. So what's that got to do with you? Why am I telling you this story? It's because you will also have a chain and a peg stuck rammed into the ground. It could be that when you were small, you tried writing a book and you didn't like the first draft and you decided, I'm not going to be a writer. I can't be a writer. I'm rubbish. Maybe you started your first business and it collapsed or it didn't quite get off the ground. And so you decided, I'm not a business person. I can't build businesses. Who am I to try and make millions? Maybe you wanted to be an astronaut, but then you realized at a young age, all that hard work, all the science, it's not really my thing. Oh, okay, I'll settle for being a biologist or a chemist or a physicist. You see what I'm pointing to here? They are your chain and your peg. And no matter what happens in life, you and I are carrying around that chain and that peg. It's something that we keep telling ourselves, there's no point in trying to do that because it hasn't worked before, or every time you've done it, you've failed. Every time you've tried to build a business or tried to make the world a better place, something stopped you. So why bother? Maybe someone else has told you, well, maybe your teachers told you, maybe your college or your university lecturers said, you're not cut out for this. You might as well just find something else to do. And you believed it. That's all this is. It's your belief. It's not true. It's just what you're carrying around in your head. So how do you get around this? Well, in a simple, and it does sound really simple, I do appreciate this. Just have a different thought. you might not be able to get rid of that chain or that peg. But what you can do is you can decide, well, the chain and the peg are back in the past. Where am I now? What can I do now? Because remember, the past has no indication of what you're going to do now, and certainly has no indication of what you're going to do in the future. So just have a different thought. Decide, just as I have, with my own chains and my own pegs, because I got a few of them. Just decide, today's day one. What's the worst that can happen? If it doesn't work, brilliant. What have I learned to take into my next venture, to take into my next career, my next step? Doesn't matter. It's just thought, isn't it? Everything's there in your head. So you can decide, yep, today's day one. I'm going to go out, going to try something. Whatever happens, it will happen. And imagine what you'll be able to achieve with that approach. If you haven't already, if you want to subscribe to my email list, there is a link now in the basic info stuff. I think there is. Yeah, just stick your details in there and you'll start to receive emails on a weekly basis. It goes into a bit more detail than these short videos, because once again, I've tried to keep it to 5 minutes. I'm now heading towards 7. Wow. Okay, I'm going to have to rethink this. And has this video been helpful? Has it been useful to you? Let me know in the comments or message me, email me, let me know. I would love to know. And if there's anything that you're thinking, oh, I wish Chris would do a video on this, or I wish he'd spend more time on that, or I wasn't too sure what he was talking about, just let me know. Just reach out, let me know. I do read every single comment, every single email, and I do my utmost to respond to every single one. In the meantime, stay safe. Hope you have a great week. Till next time, bye for now.